Sizing up Murphy, drives, floats, hangs, and scores on the turnaround. JW way behind the three-point line and hits way behind the three-point line. Got blocked. What a rejection by Holmgren. Standing tall like a wall.
This is Dart. You're listening to the Uncontested.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Uncontested Sunday Show, part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network, and proudly sponsored by Prairie Artisan Ales. I'm your host this evening, JD Silva, joined by a couple of fellas and maybe another fellow later. It's Justin.
Hello, everybody.
And it's Nick.
Who's the other fellow that may be joining us?
Taylor.
Oh, Taylor. Don't count on it if you listen to my post game the other night.
He has a
The
habit
dude
of
fell
falling
asleep.
asleep during bedtime.
Yeah,
Yes.
falling asleep. That's my excuse too.
Taylor's a wild card. That's why we love him. That's why we love him. Before we get into this episode, be sure to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a 5-star rating if you haven't done so already. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Sort of. Yep.
It was over, and then now we're back. So I don't know.
TikTok was out as long as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
One day. I took a massive stray, by the way, with the TikTok ban. There's this mobile game I've played for 2 years called Marvel Snap. It's a little card game, like 3-minute card game. I just play it during downtime. The publisher is owned by the same company that owns TikTok. So when they banned TikTok, it banned my damn game that I've played every day for 2 years.
That
Come
sucks.
back to me.
You look
Anyway.
different, Silva.
Yeah.
The stash.
It's been a long. I don't know when the last podcast I did was. It was with you, Nick, when we just talked about Cam Johnson for 40 minutes. That's probably what it is. Obviously, I've been gone for a little bit. I won't get into the details of why, but I had a health scare with one of my animals. Was in total crisis mode last week, but we're good now. Cat
Good to
fell
have you
on
back.
back somewhere in our house, and 4 to 6 week recovery to say the least. So anyway, glad to be back. I posted details on Twitter if you guys want to see more. Discord knows, you guys know. Appreciate all the support you guys gave during this very stressful time. I think I lost like almost 10 pounds, and then I shaved. I have like a little mustache thing going on now. I got a sparkling water in my hand.
Wow. Look at you. I have a
JD.
Prairie Ale in my hand for what
So
it's
do
worth.
I.
Yeah, you do.
What do you got? What is that? Crocodile.
This is I was telling Silva before we started recording, this is Seasick Crocodile.
Oof.
Hands down my favorite prairie. And I was very upset because I never found it during this holiday season. It's like only during the holidays. I could never find it. And I thought my window had closed and that I would have to wait till next holidays to get Seasick Crocodile. And then I was at the grocery store last night picking up a couple things. Decided to check out the beer aisle just because. Lo and behold, there she was waiting for me.
Wow. Amazing.
So we got us some seasick. I can't say it. Seasick Crocodile tonight.
Amazing.
Love that. Love
Cheers.
that. So yeah, good to be back. I have not thought about basketball that much over the last week. So in the middle of our show, I'm gonna ask you guys what I've missed. Ask some questions. Haven't even been on Twitter that much until the last few days, and there's just some things I don't understand that I have questions. But
Love it.
Thunder did play a basketball game tonight, believe it or not, against the Brooklyn Nets, the moribund Brooklyn Nets. 127-101. The Thunder put that one away. SGA comes back after being out for just one game.
Yep.
From like a wrist
Dallas.
injury, hand injury.
He had a big old ice pack on his hand after the Cavs win. Dallas was a back-to-back. Makes sense why he didn't play that one. You wondered if they might hold him out because the Nets are so bad. but obviously looked more than healthy enough to play tonight. Instead, you had JW out with was it a hip injury? Is that right?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be his knee. He kind of
Yeah.
on a fast break against the Mavs. He did like a weird. He kind of like turned it over and spun his body around. Then he was like limping. I thought it was his knee. Maybe non-related that possession, but I would guess it was probably from that possession because it was like the weirdest thing. Like his leg was like sideways for a second, and I was like, "That's not how your leg's supposed to
Not
be."
good.
So hopefully it's an injury that does not linger.
Yeah, definitely. Again, Nets feel like one you can get away with.
Yeah.
Without Dub. Jazz on Wednesday feels like one you can get away, or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Feels like one you can get away with without Dub also.
Yeah.
So probably all right.
This is year of the hip, man. Caruso, Chet, now Dub.
The
Like,
hips
good
don't lie,
grief.
Nick.
Hips
what I've been
don't
told.
lie.
That's what
Insane.
someone in the chat, right as I said that, the Thunder hips be lying.
Keith says, "Get these boys some calcium." Would agree.
Osteoporosis is rampant.
It is rampant. Tonight's game, we're not going to do a full post game on this bad boy, but we could talk, big picture stuff. What stood out to us? What was fun? Fun to me is Isaiah Joe.
A hot cup of Joe. 8
Steve,
of 10.
That's incredible.
It's nuts. It's the second time he's done this recently, which I think is really encouraging because it's been a hot minute since he's done that.
Not only the efficiency, like the volume, 10 threes. I know like in the modern NBA does not sound like a lot. Like Lou Dort has not taken 10 threes in a game this year. Like 10 threes is a lot of
that's a
threes, and he made 8 of them.
Yeah.
Absurd.
That's stupid.
Stupid. Was it the Philly game that he did that? The other one? I'm getting them mixed up.
No, it was the Knicks. It was New York again.
Knicks. Yeah.
He loves New York.
That's right.
If you're a Brooklyn Net or a New York Knick, you might consider trading for the guy because he'll be phenomenal on your home court.
Was this the Isaiah Joe audition for Brooklyn? You got to think Sean Marks was watching that 8 of 10, licking his chops.
Licking his chops.
I don't know if I like licking any chops.
Licking his chop. Birdman rubs hands. .gif. Is that better?
Oh golly.
Or was it the Usman Jang audition? Jang tonight, 21 minutes, 12 points, 5 of 8 shooting.
He was good against Dallas too. He didn't get. I don't think he got second half minutes against Dallas, but in the first half he got minutes, and he was like the team's leading scorer at halftime. He had like 8 quick points, and I think there's more to the game than just scoring points. But like he looked like he belonged out there.
He's shown aggression, which is like all we've ever wanted out of Us. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that was a little Cam Johnson, amuse bouche.
A what?
Who?
After your reaction to licking his chops, I'm just going to keep trying to throw weird phrases at you all tonight.
Dropping bombs on us.
Amuse bouche.
What does that mean?
It's like an appetizer.
Like an hors d'oeuvre?
Yeah, like an hors d'oeuvre. It's a fancy
word.
Get cultured, Nick.
Yeah.
What? Say it again.
I will not be spelling amuse bouche. Thank you.
I'm sure the chat can help us out.
Can I buy a vowel?
A moose bouche? Anyway, we need to move
a moose
from
bush?
Oh my God. No.
Absolutely not.
Something that I thought was fun from this game is we got our guy.
I want to call him Dump Truck Ducas.
We did already have someone in the chat asking for us to talk about Ducas.
Yes. A shout out to him, getting onto the floor. Just
3 of 3.
3 of 3. Can't
3
complain
of 3.
about that.
Good for him.
Cannot complain about that.
Box score watchers looking at Ducas at 3 of 3 while Shai's at 1 of 4 in absolute shambles.
Yes. Holy hell, it's Jacob Niffin.
Look
dropping
who's
a
here.
bomb on us.
I'm not here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time.
Aren't we all, brother?
Jacob, what'd you think of Dump Truck Ducas this evening?
Was it 3 straight threes?
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Fun to get to see him get an opportunity. Feels like that's happening a lot in the fourth quarters.
What's funny is he played 5 minutes and he was 3 for 3 from 3. He generated 9 points in 5 minutes and he was a -2 in the box.
Impact.
Ow!
Yikes.
Ow! That means in that 9-minute span, or was it? No, in that 5-minute span,
5
assuming
minute.
nobody else scored besides Ducas, the other team scored 11 points at minimum.
That is correct.
That's insane.
I'm trying to find the stat, and I don't know how to do it. Maybe Nick does. He's the only other person on this pod I think would know how to dig this up. But I was wondering tonight, what is the Thunder's defensive rating if you remove the fourth quarters? Because they've given up a lot of points in fourth quarters because of so many blowouts.
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
wonder what the defensive rating looks like in the first 36 minutes of a game.
I think cleaning the glass would be the place to get that.
Is cleaning the glass free?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Pay up.
Sounds like a fun stat. Someone
Gotta
else should investigate
That's
that.
awesome.
Someone in the chat surely has cleaning the glass, right?
Save us.
Yeah.
What else? What else from this
It's
game?
it's incredibly impressive. The Thunder set tied a record in the first quarter. 8 threes made, ties the Thunder record. That's a fun little stat.
You said that ties threes in the first quarter?
Yeah, Thunder ties the Thunder record. I don't know if it was the first quarter specifically or just a quarter. But yeah, they came out cooking like from the get-go. It wasn't it 34-7 at the beginning of this game. Just game like instantly game over, which is what you would hope against the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, they just had to play the first quarter. And that was it.
Yep.
Everything after that was just play them even and you're
Great.
good to go.
What you expect against a team like this too?
Yep. Shai looked awesome. Didn't appear to have any hangover from his hand injury.
I don't know if you guys have mentioned it, but this was the ultimate. You want to trade me for Cam Johnson game?
Yes. Felt like some auditions being out there. Look at Thunder Chick coming in with the definition of a moose bouche for you heathens.
Palate cleanser.
Like I said,
bush.
It's like a fancy appetizer.
Unbelievable.
How about Lou Dort, 0 of 6 from the floor and 0 of 5 from behind the arc tonight? Lou Dort is, I think Taylor said it in the Discord. We talk a lot about big game Lou, but small game Lou can be pretty stinky sometimes.
Small game Lou.
Not great. I mean, like you said, Silva, there's not a ton that you can like wring your hands about and overanalyze from a game that was what this was. But you don't want to see Lou Dort going 0 of 6 very often.
No. Jacob, you were at the game. How hard were you looking at Cam Johnson? Were you just like eyes locked in the whole time or just half the game?
Just part of the game. I mean, I think I've been on a record with this, but I'm not a go trade for Cam guy.
Are you a stand pat guy or a trade for someone?
I think I'm a stand pat guy. I don't.
Well, of course you're standing on your pat. That doesn't surprise me.
I don't see why they need to make a trade.
It's hard to argue against that logic.
The only thing is, I think you saw it a little bit tonight, was that second unit needs a playmaker. When one of Shai or Dub is out, it kind of limits that. You get it by committee. I think the loss of AJ Mitchell, you do feel it a little bit.
Yeah.
But
He'll be back. So playoffs are all that matters.
Sort of.
Counterpoint, like maybe not having a major ball handler on that second unit allows Case and Wallace to get those reps and develop that before the playoffs. So
It's true.
We got to talk about Brandon Carlson, which is how you know what kind of game it's been. But the chat is asking for us to talk about Brandon Carlson.
What's your favorite Carlson nickname?
I don't know that I know any Carlson nicknames, and I think
one of
change.
our listeners sent a few to me tonight.
Oh,
and now that I'm looking at them again, I cannot say them on the pod. I will send them privately to you guys for your
fair
enjoyment.
enough. Fair enough.
He's awesome.
So the question I wanted to ask is this is his second 10-day contract, right?
About to be a second.
Was the
Yeah, 'cause
first one
he-
not?
The first one was a full-time deal.
Yeah.
Ah,
And then
I
got
believe
cut
he
and
is
put on a
going
10-day.
got it.
believe he's going to get a second 10-day.
Yeah.
Besides that Dallas game, the only game they lost was the game he wasn't on roster,
got it.
which was that Cleveland game.
Got it. That was okay. That's what I was misremembering because Silva and I were talking about it a little bit before we went live. Because you can only sign guys to 2 10-day contracts, and that first 10-day is up tomorrow. So I'm with you, Nick. I bet he gets a second 10-day.
I think we'll get a second 10-day, at which point we will be late January.
Yep.
Either you convert AJ at that point, or if you want to keep the flexibility post deadline, you let Carlson float for a week or two with the risk that somebody else takes him, which he's been great. Like, it would suck if somebody did in theory, but like wouldn't impact at all the trajectory of your season or franchise. But if he's still around, or if you got some kind of verbal pact that, hey, don't sign with anybody else and we're going to give you a 2-way, maybe it's worth it.
Can I say something potentially blasphemous?
Always.
Is Brandon Carlson better than JWill?
Oh my.
Sample
that's a little
size
blasphemous.
the sample size would argue against that.
Look, I agree.
He had moments in the Mavericks game where I would answer that question yes,
Yes.
but moments in a single game. I think
Sample
and the
size is massive here.
sample size is massive, and I thought JWill was pretty great tonight in general.
I agree.
I think the biggest difference between the two guys is JWill, when needed, can start a game and play 25 minutes. Carlson has proven to be impactful in like little 5-minute stretches where he gets like a couple threes and a blocked shot, and you can mask a
And
lot
those
of his
5-minute
deficiencies.
stress, like, it's not like Carlson is the last page of
Right.
the scouting report.
Yeah.
Like, Carlson isn't on the scouting report.
Yeah.
Like,
Where-
there's dudes that check into the game and they're like, never heard of this person in my life.
Yeah.
Kind of like me with what was it, number 12 on Brooklyn tonight? Who was the guy with the crazy last name? That was like French, maybe.
Ev Bowman.
Yeah,
don't know how
never
to
heard of that
pronounce
guy. I didn't know that human existed until tonight.
Tosan?
Don't act like you know him, Nick.
He's British. If it's the guy you're
Tosan.
talking about.
Yes, it is. How do you say his last name?
Ev Bowman.
Oh, I don't know
Ev-
how to say his last name,
Ev
but
Bowman.
he is British.
Oh, well, good for him. I didn't know he was a human being until he
Good.
got on the court
Oh.
tonight.
Cheerio,
Who the hell is
governor.
Reese Beekman?
Reese Beekman played at Virginia. He's a baller. He's amazing. Undrafted,
on
but he's
Reek
amazing.
Who was that? What was that one British rap song?
That just the one.
Yeah,
the
just the
one.
one.
British rap is like a
Was
whole.
was it
special
Central C?
genre.
Because that's my goat.
I don't know. He said,
Funny, Nick.
didn't, I'm trying to remember what the lyrics were. It said something about time, I think. And then this is not gonna narrow. But he's talking about
Really?
a gun and he calls it a ting instead of a thing because he's British.
Not
That's
ringing a
every
bell.
British rap song.
I'm
brother.
gonna need you to rap it in a British accent.
I don't know any of the words.
It was probably Central C if it was on. If it was coming through your earwaves, it had to have been Central C because he's the only mainstream British rapper.
Is the video a guy in a booth with a hat on?
I don't know. That sounds like Sherlock Holmes.
to take us back to basketball.
Yeah, here you go.
Please.
This one.
Oh my god, I know what you're talking about. That's like a.
I don't know. I don't
I'm-
know.
We'll find it.
I don't-
Connor, I'm gonna
The
Google that
chat
exact
apparently
frame.
knows what you're talking about, but I have no idea.
100%. 100%.
To get back to basketball, JWill, like if you had a game of consequence tomorrow and you needed somebody to start at center, JWill's the choice 10 out of 10 times. If you're in a situation where shit's just not working and you got to mix things up and get weird and hope for like a spark, you probably want Carlson because he's going to jack a couple threes and protect the rim and be funky and on the scouting report. But that doesn't make him better than JWill. I know Silva's asking not because he believes it, because he wants to spark conversation, but
I don't know. He
That's-
might believe it.
he might.
I was cooking dinner earlier. I was like, I could be a little toxic to say on the pod. I mean, I'll say that.
I found it.
I don't know.
Oh
Who's
boy.
it by?
Rodman Shack.
I don't.
The 96
bringing
Bulls?
bringing us back to basketball.
Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
This pod's gonna get
I'm gonna pull a Taylor.
copyright.
It's not like YouTube pays us anyways.
2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths. Every day man's on the block, smoke trees. See your girl in the park, that girl is a Ducas. When the team went
Incredible.
That's what Nick listens to.
I do.
This sounds like every British rap I've ever
Yeah.
heard.
Pumpy,
Yes.
hold tight, man. Who's got a frisbee? Trap on the road, moving that cornflakes. Rice crispy, hold tight, my girl Whitney.
All right.
Thank you.
UK rap is actually dope, so don't hate on it.
I wasn't hating.
No,
Just
no hate.
2 + 2 = 4 -1, that's 3. Quick maths is,
That's going to be the antithesis
as
of my.
the kids say, that's a bar.
Instead of, I was told there'd be no maths. If we do math correctly, I'm going to say quick maths.
Yes, please. Where? Oh, that was because I said the guy was British. I'm trying to think where we got off that rabbit hole.
That's what happens when Brooklyn comes to town, folks.
Oh, boy.
Playing British rap clips.
I don't know that there's anything else to break down from this one.
No, we're 20 minutes in this pod. No
But-
one has to talk, please.
But tonight's win did secure a little important milestone related to the All-Star festivities. Is that right?
Yeah, Mark's in. He's going to coach one of the 4 teams, which they're
Not just Mark.
and an assistant,
Yes.
which
Who's
is
he gonna
weird.
bring?
Oh gosh, I would guess either Akinyoye or Cam Woods because they've been given summer league duties more recently. He could throw in a curveball and go Mike Wilkes, but I think it'll be. I think Woods would be my. If I was a betting man, it'd be Cam Woods.
Is there any coach in the NBA who would like to coach the All-Star team less than Mark Daignault?
No.
No.
Maybe Pop.
I was about to say maybe I haven't paid close attention. Is there any update on Pop? He's still not coaching, is he?
lately. No,
No.
Was it a heart attack?
a stroke.
Stroke.
That's awful, man.
Awful.
Pop's
Awful.
the goat.
Protect Pop at all costs. But yeah, no, I don't think Daignault. I don't know if anyone asked post game. That was one of the things I was going to check after the podcast is if anybody asked him about it and what his reaction was. Because like you said, I'm sure he'll, say all the right things that it's a great honor, but I'm sure he'd not like to do that if it was up to
He'd
him.
prefer to be back home for the break and with his family than
Yeah.
in San Francisco.
Does he like it
Imagine if
more
it
or
was in
less than-
Vegas.
Oh my God.
Right.
Does he like it more or less than Vegas?
Oh, it's
Less.
got to be more. I'm not sure there's anything less he'd like than Vegas.
Where is the All-Star game this year?
San Francisco.
Hmm.
Actually,
Bay Area.
it's kind of both. Yeah, they're
Bay
like
area.
you're going to be like having to travel 30 minutes between venues, which will be interesting.
Yeah. The whole format is going to be interesting. And I think the fact that one of the assistant coaches will be coaching one of the 4 teams, like, I'm not confident it's going to go well, but it can't be worse than.
So Mark coaches one of the 4 and an assistant coaches one of
Yeah.
the other 4?
Correct.
Yeah.
And then
And
the
it'll be the same
Cavs
for
when
the
they
East.
secure,
Yep.
they'll be the same.
Yep.
Interesting. I thought it was going to be Mark and the assistant coaching the same team together.
No,
Nope.
No.
Two
I
different
hope
teams.
that Thunder assistant gets the Rising Stars because that would be more fun for them.
Yeah.
It would.
Mhm.
That'd make a lot of
How
sense.
do they get assigned?
I'm sure it's a random draw,
Yeah.
not like
We'll
a
find
televised
out.
draw, but
Cam
it'll
Woods coaching
just be
LeBron all of a
announced.
That would be really funny if like Grant Gibbs is coaching LeBron James and Anthony Davis or something.
I would
It's weird.
bet. I don't know who's on the Cavs staff, but
The
if there's
Thunder
like,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if there's like an established coach on the Cavs roster that is like been around NBA guys a bunch
Yeah.
and like has been a head coach, I could see them getting the 3rd NBA team. And like if Gibbs, for example, was sent, it's a good throw in, Jacob. I could see
Yeah.
him getting the Rising Stars, but I don't think the Cavs have anybody that's like they don't have like a former head coach that I'm aware of sitting on their bench.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Thunder are now 7 games up on the 2nd seed in the West,
It's insane.
and they're only going to get 1 All-Star. Is that right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do we
Do
know?
Yeah.
Do we feel
You
pretty
think so,
confident in that?
Nick?
So I had this internal argument with myself today. I almost tweeted somebody, but I held it in. There's a difference between playing at an all-star level and being an all-star.
Yeah.
And I'll just say it out loud. There was somebody on Rockets Twitter that was like, Jalen Green should be an all-star for what he's done. I don't disagree. He's been playing at an all-star level the past couple of weeks, but you can't say he should be an all-star or is an all-star because he's playing like an all-star. There's a difference. Like if you're going to say this guy is an all-star, tell me who he's making it over. And if you just go down the list, like unless you're going to put Dub in over Triple J or Anthony Davis or even Şengün, who's probably not going to make it either. When I was doing the quick pull of names,
The quick maths.
It's
Quick math.
quick maths. It's just hard. Like J-Dub is playing at an all-star level, full stop. Does that mean he's going to be an all-star? I don't think so, because there's a lot of really good front court players that are going to be A, in big markets, and B, also playing awesome.
It's a fair push. I think there's still a chance he gets in because
There's a chance. I don't like the chance. I think I think Chet would have 100% made it though.
I agree.
It would be one thing if Dub was like really high in the fan voting and that counts towards a piece of it, and then even if the coaches were lower on him, but like he's not even in the all-star game by fan voting. And if unless the coaches say he's like a starter,
that's where
then,
I think you could get the bump is from the coaches. I don't think you'll get like you said, not from the fans, probably not from the players, but from the coaches, which is 50%.
They got to change the way they vote for it, man.
Yeah.
It needs to be like coaches and media.
No players, no fans.
I don't think media should get it. Like it's a fan event. Fans should have a big, even if they're idiots and vote for the dumbest thing on earth. Well, it's a fan event.
And it's not just they're idiots, but it's also like it's just so heavily skewed.
Yeah. Smoot brings up a great point. The starting five is the only five that is determined like what we just said. Fan vote 25%, players 25%, coaches 50%. Coaches pick the reserves by themselves.
But I think my point is I believe the coaches look at the fan. They don't want to go like too far off the beaten path and be like, this guy was third in fan votes, but I'm going to vote him 10th. Like they know this is a product for the fans.
But I think there's an element of respect that comes with a team like Oklahoma City, and I would expect a team like Cleveland in the East, where like they've had such great seasons. That's kind of a reward for the season that you've had. Like your second best player should probably be there when you're 7 games over the second seed.
Yeah. Let's do a quick exercise. Do we have time for a quick exercise, Mr. Silva, Mr.
You're going to make us pick all-stars, aren't you?
Nick, we absolutely do have time.
Okay. I'm just gonna pull up the voting because there's guys that are not going to be on the voting that are going to be getting respect from the coaches. But let's see, NBA All-Star voting results, the most recent ones. All right,
spots by the way instead of 10.
Say it again.
Wish there were 12 All-Star spots instead of 10.
Isn't there 12?
Or is it 12? Is it 15 instead of 12? Let me see how many spots there are.
I think there's 12 All-Star spots.
There's 24 total, but they're in 3 teams. So this year it's going to be 3 teams of 8, and then the Rising Stars. But it's still 24, 12.
Yeah, 12 East, 12 West.
Yes.
Yeah. So the most recent front court for the West. We're not going to talk about the East. No point. Front court. I want you to stop me when there's somebody that Dub deserves it over. Okay. Nikola Jokic.
Stop.
LeBron James. Kevin
You can
Durant.
maybe make an argument.
I don't think you can. Kevin Durant. Victor Wembanyama.
Stop.
Are you joking or?
I'm just over the Wemby hype, dude.
But he's an unreal.
Yeah, there's no chance he
No
gets
chance.
it over Wemby.
Anthony
Win
Davis.
some damn games.
They are. They're over 500, and he's like their only good player.
I think you could maybe give it over Ant.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's one we'll revisit. Alperen Şengün.
Yes.
Get him out of here.
You
Dude,
think Jalen Williams over the guy that's carried the Rockets to a second seed?
Yes.
Like unbiased. You think? Okay.
I think it's a toss-up, actually.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
What are his stats?
Really damn good.
Great defender.
He has been unbelievable this year.
22 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists.
Yeah.
Less than 2 blocks, almost 3 turnovers. Shooting 49, 34, 77 from the field.
That would be another toss-up for me.
I mean, isn't it Dub at like 25-5? This guy's at 26-2. Shooting splits are similar, if not Dubs are slightly better. And Dub is on a significantly better team. I might take Dub over Jaren Jackson Jr.
I think you're undervaluing the number one option piece with Şengün, and then with also Jaren Jackson with Ja missing time. But we can put him in there too.
For those. Yeah.
And then Jacob's gonna shit on this one, but Domantas Sabonis is also in the realm
Sabonis
of
is really good, but again, you're the 9 seed.
Okay. So if we know that 6 guys are going to be on there, the first 4, Jokic, LeBron, KD, Wemby, are probably locks. They're definitely locks. Let's just say how it is. You have 1, maybe 2 spots for Şengün, J-Dub, Sabonis, and Jaren Jackson Jr. That's based on the guys in the fan votes, assuming someone else doesn't sneak in. That seems really hard to get in.
I mean, that's a 50% chance.
Well, let's be real. Anthony Davis is making it. He's going to get voted in.
He's making it.
He's getting in. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so you're looking at Sabonis, Şengün, and Triple J. Could J-Dub make it? Yes. I would be very surprised. Especially given, like, not to crap on the guy. He's awesome. He had a chance to just say, hey, I'm that guy. I'm an all-star against the Mavs, and just wasn't.
Yeah, it's fair.
I'm going to be honest, Nick. I think I feel better about his chances after this exercise than I
Really?
did before. Yeah. Because it's the coach's vote. Like I think there are fair arguments, and I think that the reason it's a difficult choice is because it's the all-star team. That's how it's supposed to be. And we've seen plenty of examples in the past where it's like, yeah, there's a lot of guys that are very deserving that don't get it. That's how every year works. I think he has a decent chance given where this team is at and what they've accomplished and the fact that they've done it without Chet Holmgren, and J-Dub's been your number 2. I
think the coaches might see it that way. And
I think there's an argument there.
I think the versatility is really big in comparison to a guy like Jaren Jackson Jr. or Şengün.
No one wants to watch Jaren Jackson Jr. in an all-star game.
I don't want to watch Şengün,
which I don't think is part of the coaching thought process.
No,
but
I mean, to be fair, like Shai's not the most fun. Also, he's not rising up, dunking, taking half-court 3. It's just the opposite of his game.
Russell Westbrook's the best all-star game player.
Yeah.
When he was in his prime, right? Like perfect fit.
Yeah.
I don't know if J-Dub is, but like I think, I don't know. I feel all right about it.
We've said in years past, like if you're a top 2 or 3 seed in the loaded West, you deserve an all-star. That means the Rockets should get one and the Grizzlies should get one.
Enjoy your time off, Anthony Davis.
That's what we've said in the past. I'm just reiterating what we've said in the past.
Yep. That's fair. I think we've also said if you're winning at an 85% pace, you deserve probably 2 all-stars.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I do wish J-Dub would have done a little bit more on the national stage or like against the Mavs to really put a stamp on it. Like, I am.
If he'd had a 40 burger and beat the Mavs, I think his case is astronomically higher right now.
For what it's worth, his stats this season: 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, nearly 2 steals a game. He is shooting 47, 34, 78 splits.
It's great. I'm not saying he's a bad player.
I know.
It's really hard.
The choices are hard for a reason.
Yeah.
Better chance he gets all-star or an all-NBA team or all defensive team.
All-Star.
I'd have to look at the pool of all defense players to really know, but
I feel like all defense because it's because of who votes on it, I trust it less.
Yeah.
Who does
I don't
vote
know. That's a good question.
Media?
Yeah.
I think a really good question, actually. I don't know if I have a good answer. I think Donnie, his point in the comment is what I'm getting at here. The problem with All-Star is legacy players getting spots. My AD point.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Has Dub been better than AD this year? Probably. Is Dub on a better team? Obviously. But it's Anthony Davis.
Yep. And it's not like we're seeing like peak LeBron right now either.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Yeah.
I know his on-off stats are the worst they've ever been, but
yeah, I know it's an all-star argument right now, but I did bring up all defensive team. I mean, in all honesty, the Thunder have like 4 guys who should make it. Like the second all defensive team should just be the Oklahoma City
Thunder.
Well, at least Caruso's probably eliminated by now.
Yeah,
Caruso's not going to
is.
get it, but Dort absolutely deserves it. I think Dub deserves it. I think you could argue Shai deserves it. I think you could argue Cason Wallace deserves it.
Okay. So favorites to win Defensive Player of the Year right now. Do you guys want to guess who's number 1? I think it's probably
Wemby.
obvious. Who's number 2?
Don't know.
Jaren Jackson.
Evan Mobley. Jaren Jackson's 3. Who's number 4?
Do not know.
Lou Dort.
Good for him, man.
Really?
He is. According to
That's
Fox
surprising.
Sports. Number 5 is Rudy Gobert. I want to guess number 6.
J-Dub.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Unbelievable.
Nice.
Who had a vote last year, a couple votes. He's like
Yeah.
9th. Then you got Bam. Then you got J-Dub, followed by Draymond Green and Dylan Brooks. So you got 3 Thunders right there in the top 10.
Here's a fun stat that I've been kind of tracking recently. The Thunder, I don't know if this is updated as of tonight, 35-7. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
After tonight's game, the Thunder's defensive rating is 103.2. Second
good.
place is the Clippers. The Clippers are 4.1 points worse. They're at 107.3. The gap between 1 and 2 is the same size as the gap between 2 and 10.
Sheesh.
And that
It's
gap
nuts.
is the same difference between 10 and 22.
Wow.
Jesus.
That's how good the Thunder defense is. And that's, again, tonight they played the starting lineup for the G League team in the entire fourth quarter.
Right.
They've been sitting lots of guys in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And
Do it for Smoot. What else? What's another reason that we should be more bullish than we are on this Thunder defense?
oh, they don't have Chet.
There you go.
What happens when the best defensive player on the team comes back?
Yes.
That's
You're
They
right.
welcome.
haven't had Chet. I mean, how many games have they missed iHeart? How many games have they missed Alex Caruso?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
I mean, we've all seen that graph of when Caruso is on the court with
It's
Hartenstein
insane.
or Chet.
It's insane. It's going to be a blast.
Have we had a podcast after the Chet injury update? Have we discussed that on the show? What?
After the Chet injury.
Yeah.
I discussed it briefly on Friday after the Mavs game.
What'd
It's
you
gonna be the
say?
All-Star break.
What'd you say, Justin?
I just said what the Thunder said. It's what we all thought. It's going to be right around the All-Star break, either right before or right after.
It'll be
what
right
it
after.
seems like.
They're not going to play him before the All-Star break. That'd be unthundery.
Yep. He'll be
What's
back
2 games
post-
before the All-Star break going to do when you can have an extra 10 days off?
Mm-hmm.
I miss him.
Post All-Star.
I miss him like I miss my son that I don't have.
Oh. Or that you might have that you don't know about.
Oh,
No, definitely not.
that has
He's watching
Those
the
are-
stream right now.
2 different connotations. Papa.
Papa. Nice mustache.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Thanks, Steve.
I will also here's a take.
Okay.
First game post All-Star break is. This isn't the take. This is just a fact.
I was going to say, this
Jacob's
is
hot
not
take
off
is
to
the
a-
first game.
The-
post
hot
All-Star break.
start.
the Jazz on the road Friday, February 21st.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That night, Friday, February 21st in Utah. The starting lineup will be Shea, Dort, Dub, Chet, Hartenstein.
Like it.
Making the first 3 off the bench, who?
Say it again.
Making the first 3 off the bench, who?
The first 3 players off the bench.
Yes.
If the team is healthy,
Yeah.
Joe, Wiggins, AC.
It's tough. Wait, who did you say the starting lineup was?
Shea, Dort, Dub, Chet, Hartenstein.
Where's Mr. Casey Wallace? This team's kind of deep, brother.
Got it.
Also
Yeah, so
Caruso.
This team's kind of deep, brother.
off the bench will be Joe, AC, and Kaysen.
That's why I
That's
asked the 3.
absurd.
That's why I asked the 3 question, because I knew
That's
you were going
dumb.
to struggle with the 3.
That's absurd. I totally forgot about Kaysen.
Yeah.
Which is
Who's been a
not-
starter?
Who's been a regular starter? on
we've
this
kind of
team.
talked about it. He deserves to be the starter until Chet gets back. He's been that good. If that's your 8-man rotation, your 9-man rotation, you throw in Aaron Wiggins, and then your 10th guy is Kenrich
Kenrich?
Williams.
Yeah.
I'm about to hop off, so I'll let you guys finish up. But I'll say, I had avoided saying it. I had avoided believing it. But after that Cleveland game, I feel pretty strongly that the MVP is on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I think we're going to be podcasting about a parade in June.
Jesus.
I really do.
Is that your money ball?
I mean, it's
The ultimate money ball.
Good God.
when healthy, who's a bad matchup?
Unloading the clip.
No, I
the
don't
Celtics-
disagree with you.
that's-
Like,
The
You know-
Celtics scare me because of their 3-point frequency.
Yeah.
But like,
I get that. I get that.
and can
but-
keep up offensively is really it.
Is there a team in the NBA better suited to defend Boston than the Thunder?
no.
No.
No, like we saw in that game a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Right.
And that Cleveland game, the Thunder went small and smoked them. What happens if the Cleveland bigs get going? You
The
match
first
them
game.
with 2 better bigs?
Yeah.
I don't know. Saying Hartenstein better than Jared Allen is maybe a stretch. But Chet's the
Close enough.
best big of all those guys. And Evan Mobley's been awesome.
Didn't Chet have like 7 blocks in Cleveland last year?
Yeah, so was that the second game of the season, I
Yeah.
think.
He made him
Yeah.
look like a little boy.
Yeah.
And then you fast forward a year and you have Nikola Topic and I don't even
Pick 8
know.
from
Trey
76ers.
Johnson. Like, good grief.
You know, I mean, I was thinking about this a couple nights ago. That Dallas matchup, I kind of like playing 2 bigs against that.
Yep.
You let Hartenstein guard the big and Chet guard PJ Washington.
It's
And
exciting.
if you need to go small, play JWill at the 5.
You want to fast forward? Would that be kind of fun? Fast forward to April?
No. You got to enjoy every minute.
Yep. I don't, there's not a team in the league that I look at and I say definitively that team would beat the Thunder
Yeah.
4 times in 7 games.
Right.
Who
There-
is your biggest scare at the trade deadline where it's like, if this team trades for a needle mover, you're like, shit, okay, now we got something to worry about.
I don't even
Is
know.
he frozen or he's got no skin?
He's-
He ain't scared.
He's processing.
Jimmy going to Memphis would have been pretty dang annoying.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Jimmy to Memphis was the one. I forget who suggested
Jimmy
that.
kind of washed.
What if
in the
Cam
chat,
goes
but
to Cleveland,
still.
like it's been rumored?
Cool.
Cam going where?
That's pretty damn scary. The Cavs.
Oh,
that would be a
that
great
would be
fit.
scary, but that's
But-
that's a finals thing, you know.
Yeah, totally.
The
totally.
word scary, I think, is where I take issue. To Jacob's point, like this team has proven through literally 50% of the season now, there's no team that they should fear. And I don't know that there's a move out there that flips that. There
You
might
guys
be a
are
move that makes it tough, right? And there's tougher matchups and ones
Yeah,
you would want to avoid
But
versus
a move
others.
requires giving up
It does.
quality stuff.
Real stuff.
You know?
You're not going to want to hear this, but I think that until the Thunder definitively own / dominate / beat the Mavs,
Oh, for sure.
I don't think you can sit here and say, "Give me the Mavs." in the playoffs.
Oh, I'd be. Yeah, no.
I kind of.
I don't think you can say that.
I want the
Jacob's like, oh, contraire.
I want.
I'm not saying they'll win it. I feel very confident.
I
I
want
would
that
feel-
series again.
I would feel confident against the Mavs. Way more confident than I did last year.
And then I'm going to go on Twitter and spread napalm all over the site.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But like at the same time, Nick, yes, like that is a team because of the star power.
Yeah.
They absolutely are a team that would not be an easy out.
It's almost like the Chiefs and the Bills, not to get into football, where it's like, even when the Bills look like they're a juggernaut, they just can't get past the Chiefs. And there's like something about the matchup or the scheme or the coaching, something about it. Like, obviously, this year's been weird in 3 games. Like, neither team has been healthy in any of the 3 games.
Yeah.
But, like, there's just something about the Mavs and the way they play.
But the Mavs aren't the Kansas City Chiefs.
No, totally. But like, if you're the Mavs and you have Kyrie and Luka, and you know that PJ Washington's going to go off, and to date Jalen Williams has not been Jalen Williams, you probably feel pretty damn good about the game. Yeah. That's the swing, is the PJ J-Dub. If PJ was just regular PJ and J-Dub's regular J-Dub, give me the Thunder all day. That has not been the case to date. It's been kryptonite both directions, where PJ's a superstar and J-Dub is not.
I do think the lack of
Are the
health...
Mavs a bunch of fake tough guys?
They are, yes.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Did you see the audio of the kind of beef?
Yes.
Why are you pushing us? Why the F are you pushing us? Why is the earth flat, Kyrie? We don't know.
Oh God. Levitating across the Brooklyn.
Dude, our mentions on Twitter have been in shambles after that game because Mavs fans just can't wait to hate Lou Dort, and
Mavs fans have a disease.
Love PJ Washington. Wild.
What'd you say?
What'd you say?
Ligma.
Shut up.
Unbelievable.
Who was that? The guy? Was it Mello that happened to in the comments that one year? Do you remember that?
No.
It was Patrick Patterson. Patrick Patterson goes to Twitter and says, "I'm looking for a watch, and I'm not really a Rolex guy. They don't have any good brands."
Or was it Ligma?
Someone said, "Have you checked out Ligma?" And he's like, "No, what's that?"
Patrick Patterson.
Unbelievable.
Patrick Patterson. P-Pat, we thought he was a huge pickup. We talked about his corner threes for weeks.
Just sitting at home watching movies.
That's all he did.
Yep.
Getting money.
I know the Thunder are like the odds-on favorite now to win the title. Again, we can talk matchups till we're blue in the face. There's not a team that I feel confident can beat this team 4 times in 7 games. There is not an individual player that the Thunder could get matched up against where I think they just have no answer. The closest thing is Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
Well, now you have Isaiah Hartenstein, who I'm not saying he's going to stop Nikola Jokic, but you want to say Luka Doncic? Thunder got 3 guys for him now. You don't want Lou Dort on you? Meet AC, buddy. You don't want AC on you? Meet J-Dub, buddy.
Yep.
Who do you think?
Like you could put Chet on him in a switch. There were plays tonight where like the Brooklyn Nets would run like a double screen, and they would end up with Case and Wallace guarding D'Angelo Russell, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like,
yeah,
it's like the meme of the Undertaker taking off the mask, and it's just the Undertaker again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Silva mentioned earlier, like that's an issue for the finals. Like if you can get to the finals, you worry about that when you get there, kind of a thing. I agree with you 100%. Does anyone want to guess who? And Vegas is not always right. They're right a lot more than you'd like to think, and that's why a lot of people in this chat probably are down a lot of money. Who is the runner-up to the Thunder? Thunder are like well in front of the pack when it comes to like coming out of the West and going to the finals. Who's second behind them in every sports book?
Dallas.
Silva.
You said who has the second best odds to make the finals
out of the West?
Interesting. Denver.
Who do you think, Justin?
I feel like it's one of those two.
Which one are you going with?
Does it
Those are the
matter?
two behind the Thunder.
Are they?
They're in order. Tell me the
I'll
order.
say Dallas just because of how and when you asked the question.
It is the Denver Nuggets.
There you go.
Who, like, I don't think we've talked about at all as like a matchup. or
Experience
worry or-
matters.
That's
Experience
the
matters.
team. That's the
And that's-
team. I was hoping Jacob was going to say who could make a trade that makes you a little bit nervous. If the Nuggets make the right trade, they're right back in it, man.
But what do they have to give up to make the right trade?
I mean, I think that nobody wants to just like end their life when it comes to draft picks like the Phoenix Suns.
That's not where I thought that was
But-
going.
If the Nuggets are
50,
willing,
35. Nobody wants to end their life.
if the Nuggets are willing to get a little bit aggressive on the future draft capital and move some they have the contracts to do so. Like they got the big contracts to do
What?
so.
I mean, the Thunder control 2 Denver picks already, and with the Stepien rule, like, how much more can they trade?
They can trade at least one first round pick.
Okay,
At least. If they can get
in this economy,
if they could get this is gonna sound crazy. If the Nuggets trade for Zach LaVine, I am a little bit nervous. He's been
Yeah.
awesome this year. He's been sick.
Yeah.
He has been.
No doubt.
The Nuggets can just what year was that? Was that the 2018 dunk contest? Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon?
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh.
That's a
Just
great
reunite.
that's a great recollection there.
Yeah. Best dunk
Then all
contest
of a
all
sudden
time.
they have some firepower on offense.
Mhm.
Their defense is not going to be great. And then if you have Russ doing what Russ is doing, like that's a team you got to worry about.
Yep. Russ has been great for them.
I do think
Russ has been very good.
as much as I love Russ, playoff Russ
That's true.
recently has
That
been
is
a
true.
different animal.
That is
And
true.
it's been a wild, caged animal.
2015,
cage.
Smoot says, for the Aaron Gordon Zach LaVine dunk contest. And
Holy hell.
I just felt myself
Almost
age 10
10
more
years
years.
What,
That was 10
what
years
is
ago,
this-
folks.
What does this mean, Donnie? What is
You're
the
the heel.
heel role?
You're the
You know
heel.
what the heel is?
No.
It's the villain. You're the guy that
Dylan.
you're on the show for everybody to hate.
That's fine. I'm offering
That's
perspective
fine.
that is not the typical, yep, Thunder gonna win it all. No need to think about any other scenario. We should all
That's
think
the
about the
heel.
scenarios.
That's why you're here, Nick. We love the heel.
Yeah.
Thunder are going to win it all.
And then you have Jacob.
Then you have Jacob.
I refuse to believe that, and that Cleveland game just changed something in my heart. I mean, how can you watch that and not think that? Do you know the last time this
Well-
team lost at home?
Against the Mavericks.
Against the Mavericks 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 months ago.
Jacob missed the episode where my trivia questions rained on everyone's parade about all the
That's
teams
right. That's
with the
right.
longest winning
history.
streaks in history. None of them have won a title. The top, was it 10? I forget how
Since, like-
far back I went.
Listen here, Jacob. Of all the teams that have lost one game in 2 months, only one of 37 have won the finals. That's the Justin trivia for you.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Something like that. No, it was every team that had a 15 game plus win streak since, was it 2010? I don't know. It was a ways back. None of them had won the title, which is interesting. And only one had made the finals.
Wow, that is interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. So all that to say, regular season success doesn't always translate. I also didn't do the due diligence to look up like, okay, they had really big winning streaks. We know some of them had really good seasons, but maybe those win streaks were anomalies. That would be further research that could be done. But I'm with you, Jacob. There's not a reason to fear anyone. And I feel like that's the takeaway, right? This team is built, and that's
And when-
something we haven't been able to say about this Thunder team ever.
When
Is that-
the game slows down in the playoffs too, I mean, I don't know how teams are going to score on
Their
the
half
Thunder.
court offense and defense are both fucking elite. I didn't mean to say that out loud. Their half court offense and defense is elite. If you believe in the playoffs slowing down and a lot of half court stuff
Yeah.
mattering, the Thunder's case
Thunder
to win
will
it all is
set-
even better.
They will suffocate teams
Yeah, it's
defensively.
even better. It's way better. Actually.
And I mean, I know it's cliche, but having guys that can move the ball, I mean, I think Hartenstein's passing ability becomes even more valuable
Yeah,
when we get to the playoffs.
agreed.
And sometimes you just need that bad dude that can get a bucket.
That I feel like was the biggest thing you missed from Shai in that Mavericks game.
Oh yeah.
Watching the late game offense, it was like I was so used to seeing Shai in those moments just go down and get whatever he wanted on the the baseline, turnaround, whatever. And there was just nobody out there that could replicate that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I mean,
again, fully healthy, absolutely.
Is there? We talked about the matchups in the playoffs. What team in the West has a guy that you say when the Thunder are healthy, that guy worries me because he's going to guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for 35 minutes a night?
Nobody. But there's nobody in the league that I feel that way.
Yeah.
But there's guys that you do worry that could slow him down.
Sure. But even that is what, 25 points?
Yeah, no, totally agree.
Yeah.
Like it's not a like lock him down. It's but like
Herb did a pretty good
Jones
job.
was a good
Yeah. Yep.
example of that.
It-
Like,
You're not going to
Herb
have
is
to worry
good,
about
and-
that in the
and Shai-
playoffs.
Shai
and Shai
lit
still
him up.
cooked him. Shai still
Shai
cooked him.
cooked him. And yeah, the New Orleans is closer to getting Cooper flagged than they are to a
Right.
Yeah.
playing game.
Yeah.
I don't know how New Orleans coach is still the coach.
Willie?
Willie's a good guy, but I
Really?
mean,
Willie's
But
awesome.
loses Willie.
I don't know how they still have a coach. I don't know how Zion Williamson is still alive. I don't know how Brandon Ingram is still on the team.
I love how you actually say Zion Williamson because in podcast culture these days and online culture, it's Zion Williams. No one even has the desire to say his whole name is
He
Williams.
doesn't deserve it.
The amount of people that I'm on Twitter and they're talking about Zion Williams, and I'm like, who?
More like Zion Williams off.
Goatee Zion. is
Oh,
Zion
looks
Williams.
like Khalil Mack.
He does look like Khalil Mack. Oh my God.
Willie,
Incredible.
what?
I like
That's
that.
smooth. That's good.
All right. Well, we're at 57 minutes, and we have not done trivia or our
No, we
predictions.
got to do some trivia.
I do believe it is time for that. Jacob, are you playing trivia?
I already know the answers. My predictions are win, win, win.
Bet.
All we do is win.
Oh.
Give me a money ball on one of them.
All
I don't care which. You can choose.
There's your money ball sounder.
Thank you.
Moneyball on the Mavs it is.
Peace.
See you, dude.
All right. Let's take a break. And then we're at 58 minutes, and then we're going to do some trivia.
That's what me and Nick did last Sunday. We thought
Yeah.
you were going to get mad at us.
Yeah.
Nah. All right. Be right back. All right, you sons of bitches.
What a comeback.
Where did that come from?
And we're back.
And we're back. We've got 2 trivia questions forwarded to me from Jacob Niffen, who received them from Rob Baird on Discord. Thank you, Rob, as always.
Thank you, Rob.
I feel power right now.
As you should.
Oh, Nick's gone.
What? You can't leave right when trivia starts. Well, we can use this opportunity to talk about Prairie, the sponsor of Prairie Trivia. I've mentioned my seasick crocodile that I'm drinking, but Prairie does trivia every Sunday at 4:30, and it's a blast. So you should go drink beer and play trivia IRL. Nick, what are you sipping on tonight?
Second straight pod. I'm on the side peach.
Nice.
You want
What's
to
a
talk
good
about
one?
a dump? You want to talk about a dump truck?
Do I ever?
Look at that little peach right there.
I heard that peach was modeled after Alex Ducas.
Look at that thing. Good grief. Lord have mercy.
Half of its body is a dump truck.
Silva, also Smoot calling you out in the chat that apparently he DM'd you a trivia question
Smoot. Get on him.
Like on Twitter?
on
Tell
Discord. I
Silva he
bet.
sucks.
On Discord?
Hmm.
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 You look like the guy that I'm going to trade you nothing for everything.
I know. Even the background is
Yeah.
like kind of the right
Thank
vibes.
thank you for pointing that out. We now have 4 questions. So we're gonna do it.
Let's
Let's
do
get
it.
Probably let's speed this up so we can get out of
Speed
here
round.
in an hour and a half. We're gonna do Rob's first.
Okay.
Question number 1. Who leads the league in true shooting percentage and offensive rating according to Basketball Reference?
Hmm.
Yes.
Stop doing that.
This player leads the league in true shooting percentage and offensive rating.
All right, I got my answer.
I'm taking the Homer pick here.
Okay.
I'm saying SGA.
Okay.
Nick's
The answer is
was the
Jared
other name
Allen.
in my head. Jared Allen?
Jared Allen.
Why?
Well, I guess dunks are a high percentage.
That's fair.
They are.
Huh. I don't care for that.
I don't either. Question. His true shooting percentage is 73%, and his offensive rating is 144.3.
He's also one of the best offense in the league, so that actually makes sense.
That helps. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. He's a good team
It's fair.
merchant.
System guy, as they say.
Yes, system player.
Kind of like that old guy, Sam Darnold.
No,
Silva does not like to hear
Silva
that.
unplugged himself. He didn't even hear you dig.
Well, I'll get him when he gets back. Mr. Silva, are we
Can't
back?
hear you, buddy.
Oh no.
No.
When the producer can't get his equipment working, we're in bad shape. I got a trivia question for you, Justin.
I don't want it
Why?
because I'm bad enough at these as
I guess
it
it's
is.
not a trivia. It's more of it's actually an opinionated question. So you don't have to-
Okay.
there's not a
That
right or
I
wrong
have.
answer. The Thunder sit at 35-7.
That they do.
We talked about the 40-20 rule in the past. 40-10 sounds pretty cool also.
40-10 sounds
Is
insane.
40-10 something that happens this season, in your opinion?
Yes.
It'd have to go 5-2.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
think it's happening?
Well, 5-3 technically to go 40
Well, if
and
they
10,
have
right?
3, you have to win 40 before you
lose 10.
Yeah. It's not 40, it's 40 before 20,
Yeah.
so 40 before 10.
Yeah,
I think
Yes.
it is too. The schedule gets kind of easy.
it does. And Hart should be back soon, right?
You'd hope.
Right,
I mean,
right,
they did the
right.
they did the 1 week reevaluation. That's going to be back in a week, so we'll see. Sean called me out in the chat, buddy. It's actually a Saturday night if you think about it, because we're off work tomorrow.
That's right.
It's a holiday.
Holiday. Everyone in my
Um,
house is ill, so I'm trying not
Still?
to... Dude, yeah, that's how it works with kids. They just pass it around. We're waiting on Silva to come back in case you're listening to this podcast and can't see it. Silva has technical difficulties mid-trivia.
How did we go from trivia to your kids being sick?
That's why I'm filling the silence, Nick.
Good grief.
Um,
Any good chats?
Any good chats? There's so many good chats. George tells me that I remind him of Mr. Peabody and Sherman. Do you even get that reference, Nick?
What the hell does that mean?
Okay, I'll take that as a no.
What does that mean? Explain.
It's a cartoon. Dog
The
that wears
Shermans?
glasses. No, Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Well, your last name is Peabody, so that actually makes sense.
Fun fact, my dad had a little Mr. Peabody figurine. He's like a dog that wears glasses. He was a professor anyway.
You
He
look
had one
like
of
the
those that
dog.
sat on his
Professor.
desk. No, I look like Sherman, ironically, but my name is Mr. Peabody.
Interesting.
The more you know. The chat has been awesome tonight. Filling it up as always. Trav asking what jersey is behind me. That jersey over yonder, that is a Billy Sims jersey. Billy Sims signed a
OU
jersey.
fan. Boo.
OU fan.
Damn, I'm scrolling back. I was getting shit on by the chat.
You're the heel of the podcast.
I'm a negative Nancy. Pump the brakes. This guy will do anything not to be a homer. It's called being realistic. That's what it's called. Nick hates the Thunder.
Silva's saying he can't get back in.
Well, that's
We might be
fun.
cooked. Let me see if I can. Is the link different? I don't know.
Can you send us the questions? You can quiz me. I'll get them all wrong, but
We got one. We got one question. Maybe we should do predictions while we
Yeah.
wait for
Yeah.
Mr. Silva.
let's do that because he'll want to get out of here anyways.
We got Jacobs. So next game Wednesday against the Jazz at home.
Yes.
What's your prediction?
I have a W. I'm not going to go money ball on this one.
You're not.
Primarily no, because the Jazz have a couple guys, notably like Jordan Clarkson and Colin Sexton, that can get hot, and they're like that annoying guy that's like, how is he just making every shot down the stretch? And like, why is this game close? That's just a team that has those kind of guys. And on that note, Colin Sexton, I know that the Thunder are unlikely to make a big splash trade. We talked about that when Jacob joined. We talked about it offline a little bit. I believe the Thunder's stance on the deadline is, unless it's just like a go get this guy for pennies on the dollar, they're not going to make a splash move.
Mm-hmm.
But Colin Sexton would be the ideal scoring punch and playmaker off the bench.
I agree.
He is good.
Sexton would be awesome.
He is good.
He would be a great addition. Silva and I were talking about that a couple weeks ago, and he was a name on my mind as well. I am also taking a win against the Jazz because anything else would be malpractice.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to follow your lead and not do my money ball yet.
Come on.
Next game, the rematch against the Mavs on Thursday.
There's so many rematches of late.
Second game of a back-to-back again for the Thunder. This time they don't have to travel, at least, facing them in Oklahoma City. What do you think happens this time around?
This is, you said, a Friday game, yeah? Thursday game, which would put Hartenstein right around that 1 week reevaluation, which doesn't mean he'll be playing. I'm going to go under the assumption Hartenstein does not play. I think the Thunder win. I think that's another just like weirdo game that's just like it's
Gross.
The rivalry. It's kind of like going back to football. Red River. No matter which team's better, there's a good chance it's going to be close. It's one of those games. It's feeling like the rivalry is real.
You're usually in for a good one. Yep. Yeah. I agree. And I love it, right? Like the NBA needs more rivalries. We've asked that question before, like who the Thunder's rivals are. And it was just like, I don't know. Like who do you really hate? I think Dallas has climbed that list very quickly. I agree. I think this is a real deal rivalry. And I am also going to take the win in the rematch.
Wow.
Whoa.
We're not going to climb back the standings from the bottom because
no, we're not
taking the same stuff. Silva took 3 L's, by the way,
on
his way out.
Mm-hmm.
You guys may not have heard that, but before Silva got kicked off the stream, he said, loss.
Smoot says the NBA is allergic to putting Mavs versus Thunder on national TV, which is a fair point. It's a good matchup. It should get more love. All right, last but not least, next Sunday against the Portland Trailblazers.
Well, I think we both have the same answer here, given we haven't used our money ball.
Ding!
And that is a game that they should win. So a W money ball, which would put the Thunder at 38-7.
If they win all three, it'd be 38-7.
Yep.
Wild.
Okay.
That's nuts.
Justin, I have the trivia. You have it in your chat. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at your phone. I'm going to quiz you, which means I win because I don't answer the questions. Okay. Trivia. This one is from Smoot. This is the Smoot submission that Silva missed. And now we're answering it. What year or years were the Thunder the number 1 seed in the conference by the All-Star game? Year or years?
The years is tripping me up.
Yeah. I mean, if Smoot's saying year or years, it might lead you to believe there's multiple years, huh?
I don't think there is. I think Smoot's a deceiver. And I don't think it's a year. I'm debating. Hang on.
Okay.
No, I'm going to stick with it.
Okay, so
2014
Smoot
is my answer.
Smoot said he thought people would answer 2016.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is 2014 and 2012.
And 2012 got
me. You get half a point, I think, maybe?
Sure. I'll award myself half a point.
Okay. Silva, are you back?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
yes,
can.
we can.
For what it's worth,
I just
read Smoot's question. I did not read your follow-up text with the other questions, so I don't know the answers. If you'd like to quiz both of us on those,
love it.
We can wrap up there.
I almost added
Yes.
2013 to my 2014. That's what I was debating.
Back
2012.
to back.
All right.
Hmm.
Question out of
Scott
about
Brooks
three
got to
before-
coach that
before the-
All-Star team.
He did. He did.
Okay, here we go. Question 2 from Rob Baird. I already asked you question 1. The answer was Jared Allen. Now we're back here. Okay. OKC leads the league in charges drawn as a team. 4 Thunder players are in the top 20. Name them.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
I guess.
Does this say charges per game or total charges? Do we know?
It's a good
I
question.
believe the way it's phrased is total. OKC
Okay.
leads the league in charges drawn as a team.
Okay.
George Goodwin in the chat says JD is really starting to look like Mario. Thank you, George.
How many? You said how many in the top?
4.
So we should have 4 answers on our board.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I have 3 that I feel pretty good about. I do not know.
Yeah.
Fourth.
Same.
Who else is put in there? It says charges and offensive fouls, right?
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I got mine.
Got my list. I'm going JWill, Joe, Kenny Hustle, and Caruso.
I went JWill, Joe, Dort, and Dub.
It is JWill, Joe, Kenneth Williams, and Alex Caruso.
Hey,
Caruso's played enough games to be top in total. That's crazy. That means like if he
that was the one I was debating.
if he
Caruso
was
versus
healthy,
Dort.
he'd be freaking leading the league probably.
Yeah.
All right. We have one last question. Did you do Thunder Chicks while I was gone?
No.
No, we did Smoot.
Awesome. Thanks again, Smoot, for the question. All right. Thunder Chick says there were only 2 teams in the league with the potential to sweep us this season. Who are they?
Oh, she posted this the other night in the Discord, and I looked at it, but not close enough to recall it. 2 teams with the potential to sweep. Right?
They've beat.
Yeah, correct. Correct.
They've beat all but 4 teams.
Right.
Oh, there's 2?
Yes.
I know Brooklyn was in that list. I shouldn't be sharing my thought process with Nick. I'm helping Nick. But Brooklyn was a part of that list, but obviously that's not the case anymore.
Okay. I think one of them, the Thunder, hasn't played. At least one of them.
Yeah. All right, I got my answers. I actually think I'm right. I feel pretty confident, which means I'm going to be wrong.
I would not have known this.
Come on, Nick.
Hold on, I'm pondering.
I can tell. Just needs to have a timer like Final Jeopardy.
It's got that certified ball.
Got it?
You better get
You
this
ready?
shot.
I said Detroit and Milwaukee.
Justin, you've done it again. It is the Pistons and the Bucks.
Because they haven't played Detroit, and I think the only game against the Bucks was the Cup, right? Which doesn't actually count.
Have they beat the Hawks?
I think early in the season, they're like
I don't
second.
remember. Oh, they did. They beat. God damn. Yeah, it was in Oklahoma City. Dyson Daniels. That was like one of his first games where it was like, oh my gosh, this guy steals the ball a lot. And then all
Home
of a sudden
opener,
he's like,
Thunder
opener.
Chick says.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was literally at that game. As soon as I was like, oh, yeah, that was, yeah.
There you go. Those are good questions. Shout out everyone that submitted a question.
No kidding.
I
All right.
lost them all.
Let's get our predictions
right.
in.
We already did, so it's just you, buddy.
You
Son of a
before you dropped off, we heard you say loss, so we put you down for 3 L's.
Whatever.
And your money ball was the loss against the Blazers.
Yeah. I think that checks out. Roll the tape.
Oh my God. No, I'm going 3 W's. Moneyball against the Jazz.
Oh,
There you go. Call Silva the
Sounds
World Wide
not
Web.
what we said, by the way. You were the only person to do that.
Really?
We both
Yes.
took Trailblazers Moneyball.
Thought about it. All right, let's get the hell out of here before my computer crashes again for some reason. Hopefully you guys can hear this. Can you hear this
We
sound?
can. Yes, we can.
Okay, we can do the sound check. Anyway, thanks for listening. This has been a fun one. We'll be back for Patreon listeners. We'll be back with a mailbag episode on Tuesday. We'll be back for our Wednesday show as usual. Probably gonna move some stuff we were gonna do tonight to that. Looking forward to it. And then Thursday's a post game that I'll be on against the Mavericks. Hopefully we have both Dub and SJ in that game. And then we can all get on Twitter afterwards and have a great time talking about it. Good to be back, fellas. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening afterwards. Where is the thing? Here it is. Until next time, adios and thunder up.